Oh boy, it finally got here. Issue 174 of The Walking Dead. Jaypea and I have been through quite the struggle to get our hands on this issue.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was just lost in transit, and we finally got it. So, yeah, happy day.
Yeah, basically the comic shop that we get our comics from, it wasn't their fault, but where they get the comics from sent the box to the wrong place. And so, long story short, Jaypea and I have been waiting very patiently. Like, we really wanted to do this podcast yesterday, but unfortunately it's going to have to be a day late because we just got done reading the issue. But man, what an issue, and so many big things proposed here.
You know, normally I would have been pissed off because last issue left off on such a massive cliffhanger. Eugene and company,
right,
you know, are just some unknown force has them at gunpoint. And then an issue like this comes and just totally, like, you know,
right,
wait till next month. But, I mean, I did not feel that way because it was just so beautiful seeing Negan just, you know.
That's a good point.
Humbled.
I didn't think that just shows the writing skill here, because I completely forgot about the Eugene cliffhanger. I mean, I had obviously remembered it because earlier I told you I can't wait to see what's up with this New World Order thing, but once I got into the Negan issue, I completely forgot about all the Eugene.
It's not even
drama.
on your mind.
No.
Yeah.
So such a well-written issue. Kind of like a Negan's moving on type. Yeah. Is the feel that I got from it, showing that both Maggie and Negan are moving on.
Yeah, I can't. It's been quite a few issues since we've even really seen Negan. I mean, he's just kind of been out there on his own doing his thing, apparently doing some gardening.
Some nice. Sunflower, listening to him, watching him, like, I want to say listening to, but reading him talking to those sunflowers.
Yep.
Was a work of magic.
Oh, it was great. great.
And then what was it? The zombies, the walkers coming up behind him. He's like, this is close to home. They could eat someone that's going to kill me. Who am I to judge? Live your lives.
Yeah. I mean, they're not even like a threat to him. He's just, you know, some you know, poor sap might stab me in my sleep, you know.
That's why I've said Negan is one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, man. Just such a well-written character. You go from, like, despising him, but you kind of liked him from the beginning because he was so charismatic. But, you know, he's a bad guy. You want him gone, and now we quickly have realized that I'm so glad they didn't kill him off. I mean, so much good storytelling with this character.
Oh, yeah, and this issue is so humanizing, you know. For one thing, you see he's kind of losing some mass. I mean, he's out there in the elements. He's not as big and beefy as he was before.
Taking painful dumps from expired canned food.
Yeah. Oh, good grief.
Eating dogs.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be difficult for me too, man. Just killing a dog. I mean, I'm not saying starving. Of course, I could do it, but geez.
It just wouldn't be your first. You'd hope a deer or something would run out there, right?
Yeah,
something you're more used to eating.
Anything.
But so that really is a good way to put it. This issue was a very humanizing issue. I mean, this is where we get to see Negan. And I think he was being very genuine. I think maybe a year or so ago, or a little bit further back, everything Negan said, I kind of was like, is he BSing? You know,
yeah, like his similar conversations he had with Rick.
Right.
Yeah, when Alexandria was overrun and they're in that building together and he's explaining himself.
Yeah, and you're like, is he genuine here, or is he, you know, just trying to manipulate this person? But I mean, at this point, I feel like that was genuine conversation. I mean, he could have easily, she put a gun to his head. I mean, he could have easily, like, waited for them to leave and tried to kill her and Dante, but instead he just, I think he's genuine. I think Negan is moving on, Pat. He and Maggie both, I think they both kind of needed each other to move on. That was kind of the point.
Yeah, they needed that closure, absolutely.
Because, obviously the lingering tension being Glenn's death, like, hey, we'll never be friends because you killed her husband, our friend, and, of course, Maggie wanted revenge, and I think that, obviously now that I don't think she's forgiven Negan per se, but she's gotten her chance to say her piece. And
yeah, well, seeing him in that pathetic state, in her mind, she's probably getting the greater revenge, just leaving him, to himself.
And knowing that he's in pain from the things that he's done, and living with that pain will probably do a lot more to him than having to just be put down there on the spot.
Deep inside me, I was hoping she would just take him back to the hilltop and be like, we have a lovely garden. You can, tend to flowers. Just come live with me.
Negan the gardener.
Yeah, you can be uncle to my child. That wacky uncle that, kind of killed your father. Yeah.
But, that wacky uncle that killed your dad.
I'm not going to lie, man. When she kissed Dante at the end, I hate to skip ahead like that. I was thinking and hoping, and this was just mental projection, that she was actually kissing Negan. I know that's ridiculous, and clearly that's not what.
Why do you want to see this twisted relationship happen, man?
I don't know, man. I guess just in my own way, like I'm a hopeless soul too, and I want a Maggie to, put a gun to my head and then kiss. Let's not talk. Why are we talking about me? Why are we making
You're
this
the
about
hopeless
me?
romantic with really, really weird hopes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so she finally moved on and she kissed Dante, who we know has been flirting with her for a long time, has been wanting to, get him, I guess, some Maggie as his girlfriend. I guess that's his intention, right? He seems to like her. I mean, obviously, I hope he's not. Maggie's not a girl to try to, just get with for a night.
Yeah,
Maggie,
no.
you commit to Maggie. You should commit to all women. Don't get me wrong. Just saying.
Yeah. But with a single mom, what did Cuba Gooding Jr. say in Jerry Maguire? You ever see that movie?
Dude, it's been so long.
Tom Cruise's character is trying to get with Renee Zellweger. She's a single mom, and he says, I was raised by a single mom. You do not, something like rob the poon or something along those lines.
A real man would not shop the pootie from a single mother.
I know, like, he was wide-eyed because he was surprised, like she had, burned him. Well, not burned him, but, given him the cold shoulder for so long. But maybe he's just like, oh boy, this is really happening now, and she's a single mom, and yeah, I'm really roped in here. That's what would be going through my mind.
Or maybe
anyway.
he was like, wow, that was a spitty kiss.
Yeah, that was sloppy.
A lot of emphasis on that. That was a very sloppy, spitty. I mean, it's more to real life, I guess, but
yeah.
it was kind of odd to look in a comic panel and see that.
Yeah, and in the Walking Dead world, I mean, I imagine dental hygiene is not not on par with what we have right now.
You're right, but think about something. I had thought about something too. I was like, man, people's teeth will be rotting out, but you got to think with the world ending, you're probably not eating as much
like sugar,
right? You're doing kind of more like a paleo type thing.
Yeah.
And if in a sense, I mean, you're eating like more deer meat, more vegetables, so it's probably not as much to rot their teeth out, but that don't mean their breath be smelling good.
Yeah. I mean, I know they have a doctor, but I've not seen one single dentist that has survived this far into the zombie apocalypse.
This is true.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday was a dentist.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
wasn't in
was.
the Walking Dead world, but he was a dentist before he became a gunslinging badass.
Yes.
But so I mean, I really feel like that was the theme for this issue, was moving on. They're both, and I wonder where that will put Negan now. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw him throw the bat in the fire.
Yeah, that was another big theme. He finds that bat in the barn. Initially, doesn't want to touch it, and then he's like, I mean, a bat. I'm not replacing my wife. It's a bat. It's a tool.
That
it's a
evil
weapon.
look he gave when he was thinking about it, and he like looks up. I was like, oh snit! Here comes Negan.
Yeah, and in a way, like towards the end, he realizes I'm relapsing. That's what I'm doing right now, and I will not relapse.
Trying to be a better person.
Yeah,
I feel like down the road something's going to happen to make him snap. Not necessarily to make him bad to like toward Rick and them, but something is going to make him like just lose it.
You think with this new threat looming, whatever the new world order is, I mean, is he going to be like the Deus Ex Machina, like the TV Carol, so to speak?
Right.
Like he's going to swoop in and save the day. I mean,
he could. I mean, he's away from the group. You've got Eugene and his whole group is surrounded there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe Negan will save the day.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what he did during the Whisperer War. He took out Alpha. He saved Rick. Which I mean I think Rick kind of saved him at one point too during that herd coming flooding into Alexandria. But Rick would definitely be dead.
Oh yeah,
Alpha definitely would not. And with her leadership, the Whisperers might have overtaken everyone.
She was a cunning lady.
Yeah,
that
I
Alpha.
mean Beta's the muscle, but he definitely didn't have the brains to back it up.
No kidding, man. It's such a crazy way they took him out too. I mean, just like so quick. I mean, which I'm completely okay with it because we've seen him for a while, and if anybody was going to take him out, Jesus and Aaron were the perfect team for it. So
that's true.
It's such a badass moment. Anyways, we're back. We've already discussed that issue, but just such an awesome Jesus moment. But so I think we've really hit on everything. This was a pretty straightforward issue. I mean,
it was
just pretty much one storyline. Do you think that Maggie and Dante, do you think that she's going to continue to give him the cold? Because, I mean, it doesn't, just because she kissed him doesn't necessarily mean she's going to date him. I mean, she might have just kissed him like, all right, you've been working hard. There you go. I feel relieved. Let's go live life. But I might not date you.
I think she'll take it slow, but I think there's definitely something happening there.
It's about time. It's like I told you. I was like, man, I'm not going to lie. It is time for Maggie to move on and find her a new man, But the thing is, I still don't like it.
I
still think of Glenn. I feel like a kid when it's like I don't. But I mean, at the end of the day, everyone deserves happiness, and she shouldn't spend her whole life mourning Glenn. And I think this confrontation with Negan has allowed her to kind of move on.
Yeah,
you know?
and I mean, little Herschel needs a strong male role model in his
Right.
life. You know,
Just
he
like
needs a
Negan,
papa.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Negan would be terrific.
Uncle Negan. It's
You
like,
know.
how did you guys? Well, he killed my dad.
Yeah, you know,
He's not
murdered
really
him just
my
a little
uncle.
bit.
He just kind
you
of
know?
murdered his way into my family.
Yeah.
But solid issue, like we said earlier, man. It's crazy that I was telling you before we went and got the comics that I was like, man, I can't wait to. I really
been
can't
great.
wait to see what's going on with Eugene and this whole New World Order. And then we don't even get wind of that, but I didn't even think about it because I was so sucked into this issue.
I'm telling you, man, it's like when people talk about like being burnt out on the TV show. I mean, I don't feel that way, but I can understand that sentiment.
Likewise.
With the comic, man, I mean, I will argue you to the ground. I really don't think it's missed a beat. I mean,
Oh, no.
Sure, there's been lulls, but it's always for the
There's
sake
been-
of story building
yeah.
and character development. But I mean, as a whole, man, I think the series is going just as strong as it ever has.
I agree.
Me personally. That's
Right,
just
I agree. Like I said, I think there are parts where it's like, I wish they'd have kind of done this a little bit differently.
Yeah, of course.
But overall, as far as a story and the storytelling, it's been phenomenal.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I love it. And I'm like you. The show, I'm not burnt out on it. I mean, it's like I do feel there's somewhat of an aspect missing, and maybe it's just because it's on its 8th season. You've gotten
Absolutely.
very familiar. You got to remember back in seasons 1, 2, and 3. And 4, it was still fairly new. And I'm not saying that that's the main reason why. But I mean, there's lots of little reasons as to why. But I still love it. I look forward to it on
Yeah, same
Sundays. I
here.
look forward to it coming on. I love The Walking Dead. Love it, love it, love it.
I'll admit, I was suffering a little bit of Walking Dead fatigue last season just because there was so much they were building up to.
Right.
But this season, man, it's been balls to the wall. I've been very satisfied. That much I
And
can
even
tell
more satisfied with the source material.
you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Great issue.
Wow.
Do we rate these? We just started doing these comic podcasts. On the show podcast, we rate the episode.
Yeah,
Do
that's
we rate
true.
this? Do we-
I don't think we have. I'd give this one a perfect 10, man.
I'm with you.
I love
good
it.
storytelling, man. No
And-
action whatsoever, but yet that entertaining. You
And
know what I
I
mean?
literally just read Here's Negan last night. I finally got around to reading it, so it was a beautiful little companion, you know.
Right. And when I say no action, I'm not saying you have to have. What I'm saying is, an issue, especially in The Walking Dead, is really kicking some ass when there's like zero action.
Yeah.
Zero. And it was just, keeps you sucked in that much.
Yeah,
So.
it's a testament to the writing.
Yep, another great issue of The Walking Dead. Well, if you're new to our channel, we do podcast about The Walking Dead, but not exclusively. We have an open relationship.
Yes, it's true.
We talk about the show, and then we talk about the comic, but we also are starting to branch out. We're just getting into it, so bear with us. We're not experts at any of this. We are just fans that enjoy talking about these things with other fans. We're going to start doing, I think we said, a Batman podcast
Yeah,
to kind
there's
of
so much
encompass.
going on with Batman in the
Yeah.
comics. Yeah, why not just have a Batman free-for-all?
Yeah.
Metal and White Knight, not to mention just the regular ongoing series.
There you go. That's 3 good titles, 3 solid
Yeah.
titles to throw in there.
I'm not keeping up with Detective anymore. You'll have to forgive me, listeners.
Right.
But
Right. Well, I mean, we'll keep up with. We're giving them 3 out of however
yeah,
many. That's decent, right? You
yeah.
get three issues in one podcast.
yeah, I don't keep up with Nightwing and Red Hood and all that stuff. Not that I'm spitting on it, but I just you got to draw the line somewhere.
Well, I mean, I wish I had the money to spend on all
I
of
was
these
gonna say,
comics.
dude,
I kind
you've
of have to
seen
trim
my
it
pull
down.
list.
Yeah.
You know how you got to trim some stuff.
Yeah,
so.
sometimes I just got Christmas is here, so I kind of had to cut my list down. But lots of you know what? I'll throw in another one. We'll throw in there.
All right.
Batman Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh, geez.
I'll get you the hardcover so you can read the first
Yeah,
one, be
I
caught
need to
up,
catch
and we'll
up.
throw that in there too. But yeah, so just subscribe to the channel if you like what you heard. We just like to discuss this stuff. Again, we're not experts, but we just enjoy talking about it shows, comics, things that we enjoy. We're about to start doing some more like completely different stuff. We're going to start checking out some haunted areas around our town and. Do a little urban exploration, some game commentating, lots of things hopefully coming to this channel, lots of things and stuff.
Follow our adventures.
In January. So we're really trying to grow this channel, and we appreciate you tuning in. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hopefully we will see you again very soon for another podcast.
I hope so.
I'm Justin.
And JP.